Silent Hill. F. Still don't know what the F stands for. Oh boy, it's a good game. It's got some issues though. I don't know if it's just PS5 or what, but well, that shouldn't even be part of the conversation. It's just the fact that it doesn't matter what platform it's on or this or that, digital, physical, the menus are like really messed up. It's hard to it's hard to navigate the menus. I know it wasn't a controller thing either, because I was just playing a different game beforehand and it was working just fine. Like, you can pretty much tell when your controller's like actually messed up or not. 99% of the time it's probably the game. Well, for me, someone just doesn't take care of their controllers, or which everyone will believe that, but they're like subconsciously abusing their controllers. I don't know. Other than that, it worked. It was fine. I didn't notice any stuttering until like the last level. I don't normally do that though, because I was looking it up. I was like, is it just me? Am I crazy? I even gave it the benefit of the doubt and unplugged my controller, plugged it back in. I have an extra one, but the one I'm using is newer and I use it more, but I know it's just fine. I was playing a game right after this too, and it's working just fine. But that's a big issue when you're in the menus and you're trying to like navigate and click on stuff, and it could be really easy to click on the wrong thing, or you accidentally get rid of something you don't want, reload the wrong save file, make another save file accidentally. It could just, you're trying to read notes to get through a puzzle. It was just very frustrating. On top of that, I'm going through like technological issues too, having a different setup, and dude, it was a trip. Other than that, it's like the only bad thing really. Thankfully, it was working just fine overall, like just moving around, doing whatever, or at least what you'd expect, how you'd expect it to all work. Like, mobility was fine, running, blah blah blah. But the game itself, man, the combat was wonky and janky. Like, it's kind of just whatever at the end of the day, because there's not really much you can do about it. Like, every game, it's either gonna go really smooth and flowy, and the experience, and it feels good, it's satisfying, all these things, but here it's like, I mean, the only other comparable game I can really do it to is like Silent Hill 2. And even Silent Hill 2, there's just this over-exaggerated bashing and melee, and it kind of distorted the camera and made it all... God, the camera angles sometimes in tight spaces are so bad. Leave it to a Japanese game to... That's like their one weakness, man, just bad camera angles. I don't know what it is. And, yeah, dodging. I'm not the greatest fan of dodging. I know that was a thing in 2 as well, but I hardly ever really... Well, you shouldn't even have to use it a whole lot, especially if you have guns. No guns here. This is all melee. Which, I was kind of low-key hoping she would find a gun at some point. I was like, please. Oh, man. Nothing wrong with melee. There's gonna be games that's just melee, it's just guns, both. But like, of course, everything moved all like puppet-like and unpredictable, and it's like, dude, half the time it's like, do I dodge? Do I go in? Do I apply pressure? Running away was perfectly fine too, but it's like, it's kind of like Resident Evil in that way, where it's like, okay, you gotta make that conscious decision. Should I run even though I might have to fight it later? Do I just want to grab my stuff and go? This constant decision making is stressful. It makes you anxious. Which is, I get that's probably part of the point, but it's like, dude, at some point, you just have to kind of accept the fact that it is what it is, and you can try to dodge and this and that all day. I don't think it's gonna matter really, but like, you know what, dude, I'm just gonna take the hit. Do I have enough health to make up for that? What all am I doing, like skills, ability wise, whatever? Kind of constantly just weighing out. It really keeps you going, and like sure, if you play it 10 times you'll get used to it, and like it's just second nature. And but man, holy. I guess it's better than like boxing dodging, where you're just like kind of going left and right and just trying to avoid like getting punched or something stupid. I guess it could be worse. But yeah, the weapons are about as exciting as 2. It did get better though with all that, thankfully. Especially because they're, you know, when you don't have guns, it's like, sheesh, man. But the issue is when you fight enemies, for me, it's like, dude, unless they're dropping loot or you know, you get XP or something, gold, money, items. That's the only time fighting something more than you have to is kind of worth it, because what you like, sure, you're clearing a path, but what you're doing too is like you're losing health, weapon durability, I want to still leave some room to be desired though, like, hey, maybe there is guns. Maybe there's not weapon durability. Maybe like all these things you'd hope for is just not here. Well, maybe it's gonna be like a very nice, you know, even going playthrough. It was everything but that. I was just constantly struggling. It was a freaking nightmare. God damn. Between the menu problems and my problems and the game just being a douche, it really didn't help. But it's like, hey, it's a horror game, I get it, it's a Japanese horror game on top of that, so you're just kind of you're naturally gonna go in and expect BS, like, just in some way or another, in some form or fashion. It's just to be expected at this point. Yeah, mechanics aside, it was good. I even got it 2 days early. But the issue is I kind of only played a couple hours at a time, maybe 8 hours at a time. It feels like I've been playing it for like a week. I think it only took me 20 hours. But I don't know if that's just active play time, or there's no way that's total time. Oh, I don't know actually. It's weird, it felt so much longer than that though. It's a Japanese game, so expect it to drag on way longer than I think it should, and especially towards the end, that's just, you know, normal. Yeah, definitely not as good as 2 though. I think what made 2 good, and all these things are going through my mind while I was playing, was 2 was really well because it took this kind of English, modern, Western take on it and had J-horror elements applied to it. So it was like a nice mix of kind of these 2 different worlds, which is a very heavy theme of what they're trying to do, and really deep, dark stuff. Emotions, feelings. That was very apparent in this game. Which I don't really pay too much attention to or dig too deep into or micro focus on the details and all that, but like, I'm just playing the game, you know? But I don't know what I was expecting. I didn't watch a whole lot of trailers on it. Maybe the announcement trailer, maybe whatever else was on the game page. I literally got it right before it was available. Not even the day before, like like an hour before or something. But I was excited for it. I didn't know much about it, but I knew I wanted to play it. It's a Japanese game. It's got waifus, horror. I'm all there. It's like my thing. I played Silent Hill 2 like, what, 10 times now or something. I know that game pretty well, and yeah, this one, man, I mean, first playthrough is always going to be kind of rough, but it'll take a while to get used to, that's for sure. The exploration, the just memorizing where things are, and it's a pretty deep, intricate game. I think a lot more than it needs to be, as far as like just the core aspects of it, not so much the story. Well, it's different, but cutscenes are good.
Thanks for waiting.
Junko,
Did something happen?
just reminiscing a little.
Yeah. I mean, it's Silent Hill. Don't expect the story to make sense. It's a psychological horror. It's gonna be all over the place and messy and crazy and weird and strange, odd. I was way too distracted to be even trying to think about what the hell was going on. I just kind of went with it. I'm like, hey, I'm here in 1960s Japan, dude. I'm this attractive schoolgirl or something. Yeah. I had the impression it was only in Japanese, but apparently it had English too. So I just hopped on the English train. The voice actor, the main chick, she sounds familiar. I can definitely see her being in some kind of anime or something. The only issue with the English though, I don't feel like the lip syncing added up super well, but it was definitely manageable. I thought they were gonna just go all in because of the setting and the characters, the outfits, the uniforms, just everything. I thought it was gonna be like the exact opposite of 2, which it was. I'm surprised they even had an English, because if they really wanted to, they could have just kept it subtitled. Kind of like all the old Yakuzas. But they're nice enough to put a dub in there. Which which made it a lot nicer to just kind of watch what was going on and to listen and understand everything. Sure, it's not native, but you gotta think of the times too. If this is in the 60s, man, I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't have been learning English and all that at the time. Maybe not everybody, like all their friends and family and stuff in the game, but that part really doesn't matter. But yeah, it was an experience. It was something. But towards the end, I was just kind of waiting for it to be done and move on. And it's not even so much the touchy-feely stuff that bugs me. It's like I can only handle so much at a time, and at some point, it's like, all right, let's wrap this up. Let's get it going, because it always seems like it's gearing towards the end, but it's clearly not. I'm kind of used to that, unfortunately, but at this point, it's just like, alright, whatever. I don't know, there's a lot to it. It kind of reminded me of DBD. Kind of the dodging and the chase, having things chase after you and running away, and I can definitely see DBD putting some sort of Silent Hill F into their game for some reason. Even though they have plenty of it already. There was one level that reminded me of the DBD level. That was cool. I'm glad they put that in there. Also reminded me of the movies too. Yeah, it started off good. It was foggy town, very ominous, mysterious. You don't know what's going on, where you're at, what you're doing. That should be the best part of the game. It's even... That was my favorite part in 2, was the intro, the beginning, the start. Kind of a weird favorite part to have out of the entirety of it, but whatever. It got kind of weird towards with the first quarter. But you can definitely see a lot of elements from 2 carrying over here. I mean, I'm pretty sure they just kind of do that in all their games. That's what their thing is, like different dimensions, parallel universes. I don't know. Duality. I think it's one thing they really, you know, it's you versus them, the people around you, the people you know, have known, your psyche, your mind. Are you the crazy one? Is it all your fault? You're fighting your inner demons and having these personifications of your people around you that have affected your life in some way or another and made you into whoever it is that you are today, and the way you think and perceive reality around you. And oh boy, I think it's definitely more of that. That's probably the more important message and signal to get out of it versus like the like, oh, this and that and blah 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 and problems and issues and human stuff. Like, dude, that stuff is so beyond me. Like, I try not to give it any attention and glorify it too much, because you feed it that energy, and that's exactly what it wants. That you let it win because you're giving it the time of day at all and attention. You just have to ignore it, because the less it'll be justified and manifest at all into this world, and you just gotta let it go. Just figure it out, do something. I don't know. It's unfortunate. It's a very cynical, cold-hearted way to look at it, but it's as real as it can get, and sometimes it's just, I don't know. It's just the ugly truth and ugly part of things, but there's ways to change that and try to look at it from a better perspective and change the world, and good people versus bad people. And dude, I don't know, all that junk. Gameplay's good.
Stay back.
Unfortunately, it didn't really feel like Silent Hill. I know this is kind of like a spin-off, but like everything that made 2 good, like the music especially, the atmosphere, the vibe, it was still here, but this game definitely took a risk because it's so Japanese that like it's not gonna be as relatable to everybody and not that like that should matter. Most games are Japanese in some way or another anyway. It's just how it is. But whether it's Capcom USA, things like that for example. But one thing I liked about it because of that is the fact that it really leaned into their culture and their history, and they didn't depend on the whole Western part of it, which was really nice to see it in its full glory and body horror, and it really kind of went deep into what it's good at, what Silent Hill should be about and is about, and I'm glad they finally took a step away from the usual and what we've been used to. Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3. I can't really speak for the spin-offs, The Room, Homecoming, whatever. I only played like an hour of Homecoming probably. I saw a little bit of The Room. I don't know what else there all is, but you know, in the movies, Revelations. So I think a lot of the Silent Hill stuff was missing. It was still very much there, with all the enemies and the designs and the just kind of going in. When they say psychological, they really mean it. It's not even like Evil Within 2, for example, where you know, family problems, struggles, being a dad, a parent, a husband, this and that, marriage. I noticed they always tackle something a little different. Like, hey, if it's not my wife, you know, it's family, it's the friends, they kind of tackle different things each time, I think. But they're really covering all bases, huh? And that stuff does suck, and I can definitely feel for it, especially depending on what the situation is. Because they're pretty normal problems to have, some a little bit more extreme than others, but whether it's verbal, whether it's physical, whether it's this or that, mental, yeah. But it's like, dude, it's a game. You just gotta play it and kind of just get through it and enjoy it as much as you can. It's supposed to be just entertainment. It's not really meant to be like this overlooked thing. Yeah, it was cool. It reminded me of a lot of anime, like being in the schoolgirl outfit and the horror stuff, which, to be fair, you don't get a lot of that with anime, and if you do, it's very... The only examples I can think of is like Corpse Party. Like, being in a school uniform outfit's very normal, but even like horror anime, they don't really go too deep into Shiki. They don't really lean on a lot of that too much. There's some live action stuff similar that they've done, movies or something. You can even compare it to J-horror movies, which they're always kind of done pretty much the same. It definitely is its own genre. One thing I noticed too is you can compare it to Fatal Frame. And to be fair, I love this body horror stuff, but I probably prefer Fatal Frame, like when they really lean into the paranormal, ghosts and stuff. Some of that's still here, but it's definitely more physical, not really so much paranormal. So that's another thing I thought about while I was playing. But just like Fatal Frame, it really leans into the whole traditional feudal time, old and new, kind of the mix of modern and ancient. But yeah, unfortunately this game didn't have a lot going for it. It just kind of, it was very flat and kind of stale, and which isn't an issue at all. I don't really mean that in a bad way. But you can even compare it to like other indie horror games. This is gonna be like the most top of the line premium AAA quality Japanese horror game you're gonna get your hands on, period. But it didn't feel too far away from other Asian, Korean, Chinese, Vietnamese even, Malaysian for that matter, horror games. This is definitely going to have a much higher quality budget and all these things, but yeah, I mean, you can pretty much get the same type of game pretty much anywhere else for cheaper and a lot more available, but if you dig deep enough and find them. But this is definitely up there. Yeah, there's puzzles, and it had the same difficulties as 2. Oh man, like just thinking about playing it again is just I'm definitely gonna wait till they patch it though, because I'm not touching that again until they fix that menu. I wasn't planning on playing it again for a while anyway. Even it was a good entry to horror season coming up soon, spoopy season, October, Halloween. It came out right before that. I want to play it again leaning into Halloween, but I don't want to... Like, dude, I've had my fix, man. I'm good. I got other stuff to play that I had lined up originally before anyway, so there's that. Yeah, I don't know. It came out at a cool, good time. I like the F symbol. It reminds me of the F brand snowboard. It's definitely a game to leave a lot to be desired. It obviously it leaves you with more questions and answers, which just makes you want to play it again and try to understand it as much as you can without having to look up videos or information. I didn't use any help. There was one puzzle that really got me. I tried so hard not to like cheat. I eventually got it, but man, it was rough, dude. I had to literally get off and just get back on later. But to be fair, I was just tired and hungry too, so that didn't help. Mostly hungry. But when I took a break and came back to it, I figured it out. I just needed to clear my head and take a break. But it is one of those games where if I wasn't tempted to just completely quit it all and go back to what I was playing before, and I can get through the combat being kind of janky, and it's like they gave you so many tools too to like figure the combat out, but I just couldn't get a hold of it at all. There's like focusing and counter attacks, counter dodges, like I don't even know, man. They made it... It reminded me of Neo or something, where they're just trying to squeeze in so many different ways to kind of handle the situation. I really don't think it needed all that. Like, it could have been a much more A to B linear game, story game, single player. It just did its thing. It's like open world, but it's not. You're really kind of just jumping through the hoops and trying to progress and complete it, and Oh man, I definitely had it in me, but it was not easy. Like every hit that I took, and there's only been really a few games that's done that to me, is it just felt like it's like that, just, it's like you're getting poked with little needles. It's just like, oh, come on. There's something more you feel like you could have done about it. It's just not clicking and processing correctly somewhere in there. Yeah, but when it did get weird, it got into like some furry stuff. It was good for most of the game until it got to about 3/4 in, I'd say. It really lost my interest. Like I was about to just put it down, but I wanted to see it through and finish what I started. Oh man. And I hate when games do this whole like back and forth. It's so hard to keep up with. I'm like, what are we doing? How did we get here? So it's kind of annoying in that sense, but yeah. I know 2 came out before this, and 2 had its big like kind of remake, and it was really Silent Hill kind of fully coming back. It wasn't PT, it wasn't the free game, whatever that was. I didn't even play that, the message thing. It was like a legitimate release, worked great, next gen friendly, had some texture issues. That was like the only downside. But then you compare it to this, man, like 2 is way stronger, way firm, more solid, better foundation. That doesn't mean that this game doesn't deserve just as much respect, just in a different way. It's just very different. But it's still just as good in all the ways that it was supposed to be good, and it did what it needed to do. It made its point, it got it across. I wasn't too crazy about, I don't know, it's a really average mid game, because it's like there's some really bad downsides but really good upsides too. So it wasn't really so much necessarily that the bad outweighed the good or vice versa. It was a pretty good game overall. I mean, I'm a little more biased towards it because of what it is and all, but I mean, just looking at it from a general universal overall standpoint, yeah, even just from a horror game point of view, there's definitely better ones, but there's nothing wrong with so much the game itself, like the story. I think for me it was definitely gameplay / mechanics. But if you like the game enough, you shouldn't really let that get in the way, though. But I think once they fix it, and what is Konami doing? I know they're not pumping out Silent Hill constantly. Dude, Silent Hill 2 is only a year old. The remake. And then I know they put out the message thing not that long ago either. PT was however long ago. You know, I think they even did like a weird interactive online game too. I forgot what that was called. I think I saw someone play that for a while. It was like a story driven, like I think it was live, and like the chat would tell them what to pick or do or something. I'm pretty sure that was Silent Hill related, because I know that DVD the casting of Frank Stone, I know there was like a weird extension thing they did with that game too. I mean, Silent Hill's definitely been coming back. It's been busy, and I think this is probably the stronger thing they've done since too. But isn't Konami like a big... I know there's Bandai Namco, Bandai... What else does Konami do? Like, I feel like they're a pretty big publisher, studio, whatever the hell they are, but... I want to know how this game got so messed up, the menus, and for coming from a PlayStation 5, their native console. I was saying this towards the end, I was like... Are they cheaping out on the testers? Are they just more worried about the graphical quality, fidelity, and... I played on performance mode, by the way. I'm pretty sure there was a quality mode in there somewhere. But it's like, dude, how hard could that have been to, like, play the game on a PlayStation 5, made in Japan, playing a Japanese game, like, through and through? Where was the quality assurance? I don't know how this stuff is so easily overlooked. It blows my mind. I can't really speak much for PC, or I don't know if this came to Xbox or not. Eventually, it's probably going to be on Switch, I guarantee it. If it's not already on there. I don't really pay attention to that stuff enough, but dude, I don't understand. And the whole being an early access thing too, the whole 2 days if you get the deluxe edition, put in a couple, 10 extra bucks. I don't know, dude. I think it came out of the oven a little too early. I think it needed a little more time to cook. It wasn't really buggy or glitchy necessarily. Actually, you know what? I was starting to have those issues towards the end as well when I think about it. I even took a clip and a screenshot. Like there was this part, there was a running section where I was trying to get away, and I think I went to the next section to unlock or something, and then I think I went away from it and came back and it was all messed up. Like there was something standing there that was not supposed to just stand there. I just could literally walk right through her. And it was stunning me constantly too, because the closer you got to it, the more she stunned you, which there's enemies around me attacking me while I was like dealing with this buggy glitch thing. And it started stuttering towards the end, and I didn't have any issues with that at all until... I don't know if it's just the game like can't handle too much at one time, or if it's just if you're going fast enough, it's kind of trying to catch up with you. Granted, the PS5 and PS5 Pro are... I can definitely see them having slightly various results, but... I still think that's kind of bullshit, but no matter how you want to look at it. And this wasn't even a $60 game, man. It was full price, 70 bucks. You definitely got the... You get your money's worth. The game's plenty long enough. It's not too long, it's not too short. But yeah, it needs to be fixed here soon. I kept checking every day. I kept playing too, and I was playing it for a while. I probably could have even got it done sooner, but I had a lot going on. But I kept backing out of the game to see if checking for updates, nothing. Not even a day one patch, really, like on its global release. Jesus, dude. I think Konami's just lazy. Like, hey, you guys can put games together and do what you do, and... But I think they get too comfortable with like, hey, we're gonna put out just enough to kind of keep Silent Hill franchise alive and not completely dead. 2's player base still has a pretty decent amount daily. Like, there's always somebody playing that game. It is a very replayable game though, and different endings, different difficulty options, save slots, it's all there. It's just not a very good first impression though, and it's weird because I feel like this game got quite a bit of praise and you know, the marketing and the commercialism, and but it just falls a little short, which I find unfortunate. F. What's the F stand for, man? Federation, furries. What's the deal? But yeah, overall, I'd say this is probably one of the most strongest, coolest, exciting, interesting, diverse, engaging games of the year for me so far. I know there's some new ones coming out, like Ghost of Yotei, Ninja Gaiden 4, Battlefield 6, some stuff I'm excited for personally. I'm probably not going to get any of them though, or at least not until they either go on sale or... Because my plan was to only play spooky games the whole month of October, which is what I always do anyway, every year. And if I play this at all, I might put it in towards the tail end of October, but are they gonna patch it by then? I don't know, but that's like a whole month away. They better fucking fix it by then. 'Cause that's dumb, dude. That's no way to be playing a game like that. And if they're gonna be putting in so many different menu things because of the fact that you have to be in there as often as you do, that issue is not good. It's literally game breaking. When it started to stutter and glitch and bug towards the end, thankfully I didn't have to reload or anything like that, but I just kind of went through it, and surprisingly I was able to continue the way that I was. But the only upside of the whole menu thing is, thankfully I didn't end up clicking on something I didn't want to ultimately and fucking up something so badly to the point where it was just unmanageable. But it was rough, man. I mean, the menu's literally like doing this. It's like your controller's fucked up, but it's not. That's bad, dude. That should be like step number one, dude. Day one. Like, things throughout the game is one thing, but like the menu itself, are you kidding me? Not only just the main menu, the collectibles, the items, the journals, the tutorials, everything. The confirmations. Oh, dude, it was gnarly. It's like giving me PTSD just thinking about it. Like, if I didn't have such a high tolerance, I wouldn't have gotten through it. Yeah, some people might have gotten lucky and like, oh, I didn't have to go through that, but it's just gonna be such a case-by-case thing. Whatever. Other than that, it's like, yep, everything was there. That should be there. It worked. It's definitely worth a try. It's worth a play at all. And here's my thing with new games, and on top of just whatever the game is, it's like, dude, if you want to play it, play it. If you don't, don't. I don't really care either way. I get to enjoy what I like. If it's convenient to get it all in the first place, there you go. Boom, done. End of discussion. It's really that simple and basic and easy, but some people don't really make it out to be that way. It's like, just go with your gut. If you like Japan, if you like horror, if you like new games, I like a lot of things, so I have to cover a lot of ground, but some people are just more picky, maybe. I don't know what. If you can afford it, great. If not, fine. Wait, till later till it gets discounted. But games don't really get discounted for a long time, especially if they're popular. And with how expensive these keep getting, the longer it's going to take for them to get that much cheaper. So at this point, you're just going to get stuck playing older games, and you're never going to play what's new and exciting. I like when new games come out. It feels good. It's fun, dude. I was comparing it to like going to a theme park or being on a roller coaster. It's just that excitement, and it's worth the price alone just for that, regardless of how well the game works. The fact is, like, you have the game, you know, even with discounts, it's only gonna go up and down so much anyway. Like, it doesn't really matter, man. If you're gonna be a penny pincher and try to save $5, great, but it's a luxury, it's entertainment. If you want it, you can have it. If not, it's purely optional. It's no different than watching a movie, renting a movie, buying a movie, going to the movie theater. You know, are you gonna be around long enough for it to get down to $20? Like, you never know. How I look at it is like, hey, I'm here today doing this now. It could be cut off at any time. You never expect the unexpected. I want to play this now, today, because I know I want to. I know what I like. I know what makes me happy. The game was slightly disappointing, but overall I had a good, enjoyable time. That's all that matters, and that's all that counts. And I'm glad I got to... it's cool. It's a good feeling. Like, hey, not only did I get to play it day one, but early. Not everyone gets to say that. But it's definitely not... It's not like there's thousands of other people, you know, playing it at the same exact time. It's nothing... It's not like, ooh, only I get to play this game and I'm special, and... It's like, even I'm not that delusional. It's like... There's people that get it even earlier, man, if they really pry at it enough. But it's part, you know, hey, I want to be in the hype crew, but I'm doing this for me too, not just for whatever other reason. So, you know, I don't look up, you know, written reviews, and there's just this, you know, people, keyboard warriors, typing stuff online on the internet, and those are not accurate ways to justify things at all. You know, 5 stars, 4.5 stars, like, oh my god, dude. Give me a break. It's individualism. It's like, it's a simple question. Do you like this or not? Yes or no? Well, no maybe, no nothing, no buts, just do it for you, what makes you happy. Do this for yourself, treat yourself, and just have a good time. There's been so many games I've gotten day one or for not that much cheaper than full price. It's like, disappointment is just, it's part of the process. Like, you're gonna get disappointed. It's totally fine and okay. It happens. It's life, dude. And it's just how it works. It's never gonna be perfect or robotic, or you gotta leave wiggle room and room to breathe and room for mistakes, because that's just how it is. But this game's no perfect than me or whoever. It tries its best, it does what it can, and that's all you can ask for. Yeah, it's just a good time. It's just as enjoyable as me watching The Ring, the game, The Grudge, especially the Japanese versions. It reminded me of so much things that I do like. I can literally list so many examples, and kind of reminded me of the Junji Ito collection, the Master of Horror anime or whatever the hell. It's just, there's so much to it. There's so much to cover. And because I like all these other things, now I can really add this into all those other things that I like. And that's what a lot of games, especially, are so good at, is, you know, who are you? What do you like? Do you even know? And is this game for you? And it's people's jobs out there with families that made the game for you and for everybody else as well. And it's definitely worth it. Like, I'm trying to praise it a little too much because being a weeb and all that, but I definitely don't want to underline the fact that it did have issues too, but that's beside the point, and that stuff can be fixed. That's the thing. Like, everything's electronic and everything is digital in some way, applications and downloads and this and that. So if there are problems, they can be fixed. But it's not going to make a difference getting it now or later, because like, oh, I want to get it now or later when it's good and cheaper. It's like, dude, just get the damn game. I don't want to hear about excuses and this and that. Like, how I base things off of is like, if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. If I kind of like it, I'll probably play it at some point, but it's not as much of a high priority. It's just getting your priorities straight, really. That's all it is. Just take a minute, think about it, figure it out. It's not a life or death situation, it's a video game. It's not like if it's gonna get in the way of real life, yeah, that's definitely a problem, like bills and, you know, finances and... But we're talking $70 here. This isn't $100, this isn't $1,000. It's not really that... Some people can't afford it, some can. You know, some people can play brand new games, at least the stuff they do like, hopefully, if not just everything. Kind of abusing that power, but like constantly, over and over, every new... But these games, they come out so quickly and so often, it's hard to keep up with it. Even I understand that. But, and the only reason why I emphasize that so much too with this game is because it's so polished and it looks so good and it's so cinematic and it's a really high grade, you know, third person game. But especially because it's nearing towards the holidays, Christmas, which is usually when people have a little bit more flexibility with all that stuff. And can it be a Christmas present? Are you gonna get it for yourself with your Christmas money? It's just all those things, since that's kind of around the corner and towards the end of the year anyway. You know, seasons are changing, it's going to start getting colder. This would be such a nice, like, spooky game to, like, hey, I don't want to go outside, I just want to be cozy and comfy and have this chill, slightly fucked up Japanese horror game to play. I don't know. I'm not only thinking of when I played it and before, but I'm thinking after too, and... yeah. But it's a good game. Silent Hill F.